face is whereby you have 3 live wires and a neutral, and a single face you'll have 1 live wire and a neutral. And most of our equipment, if we bought it in Kenya, it's gonna be 250 volts. So when you have your equipment, you bought a new equipment, it will either come with what we call a shuko or a kettle plug. We call it here kettle plug, this type of connection. And on the other end, you'll have the 3-pin for Kenya, and then you might have a 2-pin. You've already seen a 2-pin connector, which is this one. And you can see that I've gone to places, I've seen people putting that 2-pin connector into a 3-pin Kenyan power pin. That's already wrong, very wrong. Because if you connect a 2-pin into a 3-pin Kenya socket, you will miss what we call the earth. Because there will be no connection between the neutral, live, and earth. So an advice can be, get an adapter.
What is the earth? What is earth? Because when we talk about earth and things like it.
Okay. I will explain that. I said live 1. Okay. For a 3-phase, it has 3 lives, 1 neutral. Then we have an earth. Earth on color code, it's green and yellow cable, which we all see when you open when you are connecting your top plug. You'll see the green, yellow. You put it on the earth section on the top plug, and then you'll have the brown or red. You put it on the live, where there is also always a fuse on these 13 ampere stop plugs, and then you'll have the blue cable, which is now the neutral.
If the keyboard is going on right,
we always need an earth. And if you see most of the equipment, it will always be written, this equipment must be earthed. Ukisoma vizuri instructions utakuta pale imeandikwa, this product must be earthed. Why do we earth it? To remove those parasites there are some parasites, the bars that you hear. Those are the ones that you are removed by the earth. If your connection is not earthed, you'll always find that kind of interference. So we always need an earth, unless you have an equipment with only 2 pins. It means that equipment does not need to be earthed. Like when you are charging your phone, you really don't need to earth your phone. Because if you see even the tag, it's a plastic one. It's just to help you connect it.
I'll see for example, kuna mtu yeyote ashaishika microphone na akapigwa na shock. Unajua kwa nini? I explain. Your earth.
Because it's not, your system is not earth. Now sometimes if your system is not earth, even your console, you can touch it and you just feel as if it has some electric, some static power. So that is when we are from the equipment, now we are going to the power. That is small power, 220 volts. We either use, if you have a 2-pin, that is where I was, and your connector is a 3-pin, my advice would, you look for a kettle plug that has a 3-pin on this side so that your system is up. Don't worry, you can even cut it and put the top plug. It will help you. Instead of you forcing this without an app, because this will go free, it won't have an app. Or you change your system, your top plug, now you put a system which is universal, I can say, because it's only England that is using these 3-pin things. Yeah.
So, if you're connecting from a building, and the building is already outside, you're connecting your system from a building, and the building is already up. Do you still need to up?
Yes, because that earth that is from the building has to go to your, because actually it's the opposite. Now the ground has to go that way and enter into that building's earth. They're always interconnected. the two things. The green cable is from the power source. It comes down, it takes it to the ground, then it's connected. Actually, it's connected to the neutral. But that one is also something that I have to explain later because it's a bit complex. Then it comes up to your top plug on the wall. Then now that is why I'm advising you always up your equipment. If you have 2 pin, make sure it's a 3 pin so that it's up. If it's your top plug is 2 pin, make sure you're coming in electricity is also 2 pin this side. So that is the simple power of your equipment. Then we can go further from there.
I guess what he's saying is when you put your top plug on the wall, so you don't have to do a cable and have like literally put it on the ground because already there is a transmission path from the building, from the third, yeah, it's already done.
Actually, the person who did the wiring
has to have done that.
Must have done that because it's part of the norms, it's part of the standards. When you are wiring your house, it has to be up.
We might have to use a generator.
Okay.
So what
same. All generators they have the third for earthing. So if the generator you didn't earth it, once you put a generator on the ground and you get power, there is an earth sign that you have to take up the yellow or the green cable and then use an earth rod next to the generator and put it in the ground and up the generator so that the whole system will be up. Just in case we have lightning, that power of lightning, if it comes down there, that is the cable that takes it underground to protect your system. If the system is well wired, the breakers will go off, but the lightning will go down to the ground because we send it through an earth rod to the ground. You get? So that's very important.
My question goes to this cable, to this one. I believe this is not earth. It doesn't have earth. This cable, yeah, this one. Most of the houses, the sockets, they are 3. So can I take this one straight to the wall?
Yeah, my question is on equipment that we usually use. You know, there are equipment that are made for American market, there are equipment that are made for Europe market, there are equipment that are made for African market, depending on the amount of voltage that we use in Africa. If someone goes to US and you buy like a keyboard that's made for American market, is there something that have to be done on the power source to be stepped down to match our market? 2, because like a power move in terms of frequencies. Okay, power like there is that sound that we cannot be able to hear, but there is a frequency range that it moves in. Is it the same frequency range can be like the same thing that happened in America, in Europe, and in Africa as well?
You see, in the US or Japan, okay, they're using the same type of, it's 110 volts. In the US, it's 110 volts in Japan. If you buy a system in Japan, you risk to have also 110 volts. So your first question that you're saying, can we have an equipment, something in between so that we can use it? Yes, of course. Because I think even here, we have a 110 equipment, which is this. So we have a step downer, and then we step down the 230 volts into 110, then now we can plug it in for your equipment that you brought from the US. So if you come from the US and you bring an equipment, make sure that you come with also the transformer, the step downer. Don't just buy it, because if you come to Nairobi, you put it on, it will go immediately on stage. You won't even see it. And the second question about the frequency. 110 volts is 60 hertz. 230 volts is 50 hertz. Okay. So that is the frequency that we use. But my advice is, okay, right now, the equipment that they are making, the manufacturers, be it Yamaha, be it for speakers, now they've removed that story. They put a system of power that ranges from 95 volts to 265 volts, and it selects itself. It self-selects. You enter it, it will detect the power, it will see that it's 230, then it will adjust to 230, and then it comes on. There's a latency when you're putting it on. You just hear zzz. It's now checking what voltage have you sent it to. Then it comes on, pop. Most of the amplifiers are like that. So that problem is really released now. Yeah, it's really minimized.
So probably at some point, that will be something
In the past, we'll forget about it. Yeah.
because now with the
Switch mode.
with the switch mode,
Yeah, that switch mode system is so good that it detects. So the speaker like this can work in the US, it can work in Kenya, because it has a range of 95 volts to 265 volts.
yeah.
Yeah, and then you are asking about the app. So this is the app. You see the hole here and this side. So those are the apps. And if you go to a socket, you have it here. You see the knob, the pin that is there. That is what we call an app. And then you have putting it in the wall. I don't advise you. That's why I say cut it and put a Kenyan chocolate. Yeah, just remove it. Remove it and put and connect a Kenyan top plug so that you're safe. If your system is like that, or if you have money, yeah. If you have money, change the whole system. Put this type.
And there's a converter also, you can buy a converter in a town, put it when you are traveling, if you travel a lot, you normally carries them with their bag. When you go to a country where it's 2 pin, you put it as a 3 pin on top. If you go to a country where it's a 3 pin, it's cheaper.
Hi. So mine is more of a point of clarification. When you're talking about earthing, same thing we call grounding. At some point, I really suffered with the humming. Yeah, and the knowledge I got from YouTube University was that if you cut the grounding, if you cut the grounding from like the speakers, and it just remains with the mixer. Like the mixer is grounded, but the speakers, instruments, everything.
Speaker is not grounded.
Yeah, speaker is not grounded. The only thing that is grounded is the mixer.
So how do you cut your grounding?
Like you use the 2-pin.
Yeah, literally cutting.
Yeah,
Well,
cut.
you use the 2-pin, not cutting. You use the 2-pin power plug, similar to what you have.
And it works.
Well, it worked for me.
It worked for you.
Yeah, it worked for me. Because the humming, ikanyamaza tu. Yeah. So, just a point of clarification. You are saying the system. When you mean the system, are you including the speaker?
Yes.
Mine is also on charging.
Watu wako kwa mixer tafadhali tuwekee sound please.
Hizi mic mbili, the handle and the
Concentrate na
modem.
sisi kutoka kwa simu. Wafungua WhatsApp.
Mine is also on Adding. This time we went for a festival. The sound check was perfect, but time ya gig ilifika kulikuwa na hiyo ya So what are some of the quick fixes unaweza patia
What
msanii?
is connected into your electricity system?
I was
Do you have
about
any
Yeye
lights?
alikuwa anakuja perform.
Perform?
I'm a booking agent, touring agent, so I have an artist here. So what are some of the quick fixes when you advise either touring artists or agents za kufanya to at least performance iko clear then that's what you
Ya mwisho will come on that side.
yangu ni kidogo power rating. How do we go about, like, how do you know what cables do you need for this place, the power rating, and you need a single phase or a three phase for such a setup? I will answer the two. For you who is at the festival, make sure they have DIs. With the DI, there is what we call ground lift. The ground lift on the DI, that's now cuts the wire. Okay, that's what now takes out the hum and whatever. And for your case, you turned at, was it a 3-pin or a 2-pin that you cut? That you changed from 3-chain. Yeah.
Just changing the
Yes, whatever you change still has earth. The 2-pin has an earth to it. So probably there was the 3-pin you're using wasn't well connected to the earth, something like that.
There was
Probably.
no loop,
Yes.
because the earth does a loop from the machines up to the power source. If the loop is cut somewhere, then you have the harm. But if the loop is complete, then the harm is not there.
So one of your things there had no loop. So your earth ilikuwa inakuja na hang somewhere, it was not going round. It's supposed to be a complete circuit. Just the way electricity is, it's a complete thing. It goes from the pole to the house to your system. Alafu inarudi back na earth na neutral, because the neutral takes back electricity back to the, it has to be a loop during the leg. So there was somewhere the loop was not complete. Ndio maana ulikuwa na hum.